Matty Mullins of Memphis May Fire.
What's up?
Sometime during this interview, I will have asked Matty our 50th question because this is our 5th interview.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of Monster Energy Outbreak Tour. The tour that was supposed to include Suicide Silence.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Mitch Luker passed away recently in a motorcycle accident. What are some of your happiest memories of Mitch?
I know exactly how to answer that question. This last year, my manager flew me to LA to attend the Golden Gods Awards. Are you familiar with that? And it's like putting 1,000 rock stars in one room and just being like, go. And everyone just like mingles and talks. And it's like a really amazing time. Suicide Silence was a special guest that night. And after the show, our manager took me and Danny Worsnop and Mitch Lucker and a bunch of other people, all the dudes from Suicide Silence, out to dinner at this place. I had like one of the best steaks I've ever had that night. And I remember just talking with Mitch and hanging out. And just like the nicest, most down-to-earth dude. No matter how big that man was, like he had always maintained a level head, and I have so much respect for that. And so, not only that, but he was also like an amazing father, and that's the saddest part of all. But yeah, Mitch was a good dude.
When we're just talking about voices, you recently covered Grenade on Punk Goes Pop 5, which is in stores now. I will be honest with you, that is the one time I hear your voice where it doesn't sound like you.
Really?
I actually had to listen to it a few times because I was like, wait a minute.
Really?
Wait a minute. Everybody comments about Matty's talking voice, but I think that's the one time that your singing voice sounds a bit different. When in your busy touring schedule did you have time to record that?
We tracked the music for it in Dallas. I wasn't there for that. And then I had like a week at home in Atlanta, and I flew from Atlanta to Orlando to Django Studios where I track all my vocals. And I spent 2 days down there with Cameron, and we just knocked it out, and then I flew home. But yeah, it was fun. It was cool. I like to track vocals when it's just me and him. I prefer it, because I don't like there to be too many cooks in the kitchen. So I don't know. I think Grenade turned out really good. I'm really stoked on it. So I think we'll probably end up doing it like that in the future. I'll probably fly down after music is done for our next records and just track with him by ourselves.
Any plans to play that tonight or during this tour?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, this is the first time I've ever answered this question totally honestly. I don't think cover songs are that cool in general, and I think it's a bummer when bands have to use someone else's song to try to gain like some, attention or whatever. And I don't want to waste part of our set on someone else's song. So no, I don't think we'll ever play it.
That's a very good point. So knowing now how you feel about covers,
yeah.
Not saying that you went on stage, but if you had the power or the means to cover a holiday tune, it being finally almost Christmas, what's a good tune that you would like to sort of add some edge to?
What's a good Christmas song?
Not a bad one,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know. I mean, I think August Burns Red does an amazing job at turning Christmas albums into metal. That's so sweet. I would never want to have to try to compete with that. So
fair enough.
Yeah,
that's fair. Especially they've got cool albums.
Oh yeah, they're insane.
Very true. And as I said before, this is our 5th sit down, and I've sort of come to know you as an individual and many of your band members. And you guys are sort of making a point to be positive role models.
Absolutely, yeah.
Why is that so important to you?
Because if it wasn't for the people that instilled morals into me when I was younger, I would probably just be a raging party person, and I grew up with a lot of great role models, and I always, even from a young age, had wanted to be that for the masses. And so, I've said it before, I think if you want to write songs about partying and, whatever, that's cool, but I just feel like I have a greater calling. So.
Speaking of songs, your songs on Challenger sound more personal. We talked way back when at Ice Jam a few years back about your last album, and you said that it was sort of reflective from people you knew and situations they dealt with.
Exactly, yeah.
Is this album more personal? And
it is. It's the complete opposite of the Hollow. Pretty much every song on Challenger is about us. Vices is more so aimed towards good friends of ours and family and people that we've toured with that we've seen, substance abuse and everything take over their lives. And so I kind of wrote an anthem for them. But other than that, yeah, the record's extremely personal, especially Miles Away and Alive and Light, stuff like that. It's just like specifically about me and my life.
Even in the intro, there's the line, just when you think we've conformed to the scene, we break down the wall. So how does your band break down walls and set yourself apart from a very sort of oversaturated scene?
I think there's a few bands in the scene that have what it takes to go beyond the scene, you know? And I think in 2 years, Memphis May Fire will be playing in arenas because we really give it our all. Like when we write a record, we don't think, you know, what are these kids going to think about it? Or, you know, like, will the kids wearing the A Day to Remember shirts, are they going to buy our shirts? You know, whatever. It's like, I don't care. Like, we just write music that we're proud of, and it translates, you know, like, we see it every one of our shows these days. We've got 13-year-old girls and we've got 35-year-old dudes, like, that showed up on their Harley, and it's like the wide fan base, and it's because people can feel that our music is real. And we put a lot of effort and a lot of work into being able to recreate it live without any like auto-tune or anything like that. You know, like we work hard, and I don't think we're a scene band. I think we're something else.
On Challenger, you've got Miles Away with Kellen and Losing Sight with Danny. What are the benefits of doing a duet?
I don't know. I mean, I guess from a record label standpoint, they would be like, you know, people who know who this person is but doesn't know who your band is can help in that way. I really don't care. Like, the only reason I had Danny and Kellen on the album is because in real life, they're two of my best friends in the world. I love them so much, and the songs that they're on speak directly about their lives. I know Danny's been touring non-stop ever since they got to America. And Losing Sight is just about getting burnt out and not remembering, you know, what the dream was, you know, and you have to constantly remind yourself that there's a million people that would kill to be in your shoes, even though this can become so tedious sometimes. And Miles Away, obviously, Kellen has a beautiful baby girl at home and a fiance, and I mean, you know, if I know anybody that cares about their home life as much as I do, it's Kellen. So just having them be a part of it was special to me, but it's also cool that, you know, the kids reacted the way they did. So.
Kellen also did a song with Pierce the Veil, and then they toured together, and I'm really pretty sure they went on stage and sung that together.
Yeah.
So I can't help but wonder, are we going to see Danny tonight play with you?
I don't know. Sometimes we incorporate Losing Sight. The thing is I like to not know what our set list is going to be until I walk on stage. And most of the time it's because I can't remember what the set list is, even if we've been playing the same set list for a week straight. But my tour manager goes up and tapes it to the stage, and I walk out. I know every night what we're going to start with, but next song on the list, I really never know. I have to turn around and look at it in between the songs.
So who determines your set list?
Kellen usually puts it together. He messes around with our backtracks, like 808s, like bass drops, stuff like that, you know. So
he loves that.
Yeah. Oh, he's awesome. Yeah, he's great at it. So, you know, we let him do it. He usually has a good idea of, you know, what kids and what cities want to hear the most.
Like I said before, holidays are finally coming up. I'm sure you're ready for a break.
So ready.
What's up next in the new year?
Oh, man. Well, I don't think I'm ever going home again, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
But I'm stoked. Tours that we got lined up are amazing. Actually, pretty much everything, almost everything has been announced. In January, February, we're direct support to For Today. The Word Alive is on that tour, and Upon a Burning Body is on that tour.
Great stuff.
And then right after that, we go to Soundwave. I'm not sure if Soundwave first or the next tour is first, but anyways, Soundwave in Australia with Metallica and Blink-182. That's cool. And then in March, April, we are out with Pierce the Veil, direct to Pierce the Veil, and Let Live and Issues is on that tour. And so that'll be cool. And then we have another two after that that we're not talking about yet.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You're about to play with Metallica and Blink-182.
What? That's so crazy, right? Yeah, it's amazing. I remember my mom found a Metallica CD under my bed when I was young and confiscated it and grounded me, so it's kind of cool. Like, you know, I called her the other day and I'm like, remember that CD that you took away from me? I was like, yeah, we're going to Australia with them. And so she thought she got a kick out of it. But yeah, it's going to be amazing. I mean, just not only being able to watch their sets, but, you know, sharing the same, like, green room areas and stuff with bands like that, just getting to hang out with them. I mean, it's everybody's dream come true, so.
I was going to say, dorks of our age, like, we grew up on that stuff.
Yeah. If you're watching this, I'm not sure if you know as much as we do, like, how crazy that is.
Back
But
in
it's,
my day.
yeah, I'm definitely going to try to do an Instagram pic with Travis Barker.
Oh my gosh. Like, just to be in the same room, it's gotta be...
Oh,
like,
it's going to be crazy.
The 14-year-old self has just gotta totally geek out.
You know who we run into, like super famous people all the time at the border crossing to Canada, because they don't care. Like, the Canadian border does not care how famous you are. You wake up at 6 a.m., you get off the bus, you go inside, you sit there until they're done looking through your passports. So we've sat with some crazy people, and it's just been, that's always pretty awesome. So yeah, Soundwave's gonna be cool.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to it. Stay tuned with more from Memphis May Fire.